All right. So we're on.
We'll come up with a goddamn name, and we'll come up with a...
It's not.
I think
It's not the Four Horsemen.
Welcome to the Four Horsemen.
Not the name because
All right,
we're
there.
all married men.
Yeah,
There's
we
only
are.
3 of us. There's a lot of problems with that name, and I feel like that's too generic of a name.
Yeah, that's why I like the
Also-
Killer Threes.
The Killer 3 is a little inside. I don't know why that's a little inside compared to other names of the possibilities. I'm okay with I don't know, a more off the wall kind of a name. More, but like I said,
You want to
like I
go
said,
with Off the Wall? That's the name. Off the Wall.
I think no, that's more of a.
Hi, I'm Grant. By the way, I'm Grant.
Oh, are we doing? Oh, we're go.
Are we doing real names?
Hold on,
Like,
go.
wait.
My name's not Grant.
Yeah.
You're the guy in the center. I feel like you should actually start us
Yeah, you.
All right,
yeah.
so
in
let's-
some way. So,
So this is not Grant. And
Not
that's,
Grant.
And that's not Julian.
all right,
And I'm sure as shit not Greg.
right.
All right. Now that you got that out the way, we're going to sit here and talk about the shit we always talk about, and that's some wrestling.
And I'm gonna get this out of the way too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that this is gonna turn into. I'm just gonna make Julian try to convince me on why I need to start watching wrestling again.
Oh, we the Threebirds.
I
The
once
Threebirds?
said- I once
We're
said
the Threebirds.
for
Yeah.
6
The
episodes.
The fabulous Threebirds.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's look it up.
Look it up.
The fabulous Threebirds. That actually,
That's not bad.
shit.
Yeah, that's all right.
Fuck, that came out of nowhere, like
All right.
just off the text.
We're gonna.
Nope.
It's gonna be cool. So
That
instead
is
of
what we are right now.
We are
All
the
right, sweet.
fabulous
As of
Threebirds.
right now,
fabulous
we're the
three
fabulous
birds.
Threebirds.
Heck yeah! So Confederate flag shirt
No,
on its way,
no,
guys.
no.
You ready? All right.
All right.
Do you want to do an actual introduction?
Yeah, welcome to the fabulous Threebirds.
I'm not Grant.
And I'm not Greg.
And I am not Julian.
Are you sure?
No.
Welcome back. We are the fabulous Threebirds. I'm not Greg.
I'm not Grant.
I'm not Julian. That's really not Grant. That's really not Greg.
We're plants. What? What the fuck?
I don't know what you are.
I mean, like we're fake. We're like the fake Diesel and fake Razor. Yeah, we're the fake Greg and Grant. We're not
Yeah.
the real one.
I got these guys down the street. Just to,
You know how long it took me to practice this voice? I was like, I'm not Greg.
Right. I was like,
It took me a
"Oh,
while to get it.
show up and go like this, and then and I was like, I'll give you $20.
So how'd they get Grant's voice?
Grant, they're just like, eh, eh. And I was like, that's perfect. Here's $25. You sound just like Grant.
Why
Oh.
is that my voice?
Because you're always like, I don't like this, and I need to make a peanut butter and jelly, and I was like, wow, did you get possessed by the ghost of Grant? Here's $30. It was amazing.
So you've boiled me down to I don't like anything, and all I do is eat peanut butter.
I mean, am I that off?
My wife just said that you were very correct.
There you go. They say I have a way of summing things up, but
Fine, you guys are right.
no.
And
it's
you know
fine.
what? I don't like you. How about that?
Is it more? You guys are right.
Yeah.
Oh god damn! Why?
The focus group said we needed more witty banter, so I
That
Good
would
start.
do it. I mean, Jesus. So, we were on like a break last week because I was on vacation. One of the very few I ever take ever in life.
Oh, it was a real vacation? See, here's how much of a vacation he was on. Sorry to interrupt. I've been completely in the dark along with every bird night on Earth.
Don't talk about that part.
Sure. But I mean, sure. See, now I don't, guys. Real talk. I still don't know what he's talking about.
There you
So, like, but real talk. I don't know what's going on. I'm just glad these guys are like okay.
Here you go.
Although I don't know if they have all their limbs. I'm not sure.
I was in Denver. That's why I couldn't
apparently
make it.
for the 5th time this year,
Yeah, you really like Denver.
and like I I don't know. When I was there, I had flight delays, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to leave just due to the inadequacies of our transportation system right now.
Oh, I was loving life, man. I went out to Red Rocks. I was hanging out, left, no problem.
Yeah, it's great. It's great out there. Red Rocks is my next spot. I did the Rocky Mountain National Park, and
Yeah.
can't wait to go back.
I smoke rocks, Joe Rogan.
That's right. I smoke rocks. I saw the best Tyrone Bigham's street performer. I don't know what you would call him. Street performer.
An actual homeless man that you're just assuming is a street performer.
No.
Okay.
It was in Vegas. It was a gimmick. He was in full Tyrone Bigham's gear at the that one, oh boy, where it's the old strip or whatever. What's it called? Damn it. Something street. Dope.
Dope Street.
Blah.
Fremont.
It's on Fremont.
Isn't that the only street anybody knows in Vegas?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the old
That's Las
street or
Vegas.
it's just off the strip and they just say Fremont. It's all
Fremont.
Fremont.
Yeah.
It really is like a 4-block town, kind of. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's nothing but just lights in the middle of the desert. Once you get out of there, man, there's nothing.
It's not just a lot of
pure
holes.
darkness. Yeah, a lot of
Holes and a lot of problems buried in those holes.
Yeah, they're finding all those bodies right now.
Yeah, that's all from the watch the movie Casino, man. They found a barrel, a guy in the Hoover Dam, right? Mhm.
Well, they're draining, they're not draining, but Lake Mead is losing water, and as it keeps losing, they keep finding more bodies.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
So what we're saying here is
Pay your bookie.
these were some good hiding spots. It usually takes about 60 years to be found.
Yeah, I mean, the other problem too is that that's just in the water. Like, can you imagine
The
how
desert.
many people are just out there in the desert?
Yeah.
Oh, a zillion and one.
Yeah. It's like Joe Pesci said. Yep.
That is probably the first place, because when they go out far. Where you talk about street lights, there's no car lights.
There's nothing.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying. Like, you can't see out, in front of your lights, and there's no street lights. Like, you can get away with anything out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're telling me. So wrestling that has nothing to do with most of the time with organized crime or killing a hooker.
Oh,
I don't know.
Does
Triple H married Stephanie in the middle of Vegas.
That's right.
Wait, did you just say Steph's knee? Like he didn't marry the rest of her, just her knee?
No, no, I said Triple H married Stephanie.
Okay, I was like,
Oh,
Stephanie. I was like, holy shit! Why just her knee? Was her? I mean, it must have been one hell of a knee. I'm telling you. But
that'd be a weird plot point, right? Like, he never married all of Stephanie.
Right here,
I just like this part. Yeah, the seventh hole.
like they'll do a whole plot twist where he somehow gains complete control over WWE, like Nick Khan leaves and whatever, and Stephanie's like, you know what, Hunter, I'm divorcing you, and he's like, I never really married you, just your knee,
And then he rips out his pacemaker because he's like, I don't never need this.
And you're like, holy smokes, they just got off the. Meanwhile, Vince is at home going, oh, so they threw me out for this? Okay.
This is good shit.
He married my daughter's knee.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, I just had him sleep with a dead body. Jeez. All right, so back to wrestling, because there's a lot of shit going on. We're gonna let Julian talk about all this damn AEW drama because it's a lot, and I'm confused, and I'm not even gonna try to pretend like I understand it or I have an inkling of what possibly could be wrong, but I'm not too sure because it's multiple people involved in. It's almost like different storylines, and you just can't follow any of them. But this is like real shit, not story. So
here, I got Julian's take. We can end the podcast after this.
Okay.
Oh my God, Kenny Omega Kenny's
No.
back.
Stop.
Oh my God, the
Hold on.
Terminator's back.
I love
First of all,
I love him. The bill
no,
collector.
no.
Show him.
No.
Show him all.
No. You are speaking. You are implying that I have the same enthusiasm for Kenny Omega as I do Tony Storm, and that's just not true.
Oh my God, Tony Storm and Kenny Omega together.
They'll never be together. Not as long as I'm alive. Anyway.
Tony Khan, it's Sprinkles.
Okay,
my
sorry.
Sprinkles? Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, people are going, "Who the fuck are that? Man? Who's making that voice?"
Oh man.
That's right. It's not the real Greg. So
It's the voice episode, y'all. Anyway. You want me to just get right into it? The various reports and
Yeah,
whatnot.
Let's
Just go ahead. So let me give it a little bit of a historical context. So actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this a similar type of thing happened with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. And it was a straight up it was explained away as a mistake by Michaels, like, I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal, but yada yada. And it was heat between him and The Undertaker. Here's what he did. So he called out The Undertaker during a promo. Granted, they were involved in an angle with each other. This was, I think, when he was coming down, the one of the WrestleMania matches, right? Because I think that they had two, right? Did they have two? Or just the one?
Not sure.
It's just
not
Michael's.
They had 2 WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, so the one where he was in the white and all that stuff, and
Oh, the first one, the one
First.
that's
I think
supposed
it
to
was
be the
ahead
best
of the first
WrestleMania ever.
that's a minor detail. I'm trying to just give an example of another time where this sort of happened and it
Gotcha.
caused. So Undertaker was not there. Like, he just was not scheduled to be there at all. And so
Okay.
they actually, him kind of calling him out in the promo or talking a little smack in the promo, even though you kind of think as it's going on, it's like, oh, big deal. It's like Michael's talking smack. The big deal was that that Undertaker really wasn't there. And it's got a lot more, but that example's not perfect to compare this to, because the Undertaker as a character, if you called him out, it was kind of part of his gimmick too, where it was like you conjured the boogeyman, like you conjured Candyman or something. Like, he would always come out and, you don't say his name,
Right.
So it was like he was he thought it was a way, he thought it was, you do not call out the Undertaker unless I'm there and unless we work something out to where I come out. CM Punk, who made his run-in comeback the week before this past Dynamite, he came on out and he addressed the fans, and he, I know he's straight edge, but sometimes he just looks like an unhealthy vegan to me. And I just like, if you can be healthy and be vegan, good for you. But I've seen some really drained Michael Stipe looking vegans. And sometimes I just wonder, is this man not getting enough sleep? Does he not know about like things like, I don't know, like lotion or something? Maybe he should just shave, just something. He just doesn't look like, when there's a snap photo of CM Punk, he just doesn't look like the healthiest person I've ever seen in my life. And anyhow, early on in his promo, he talks smack about Hangman Adam Page. They're not even involved in an angle. So this sort of got the rumor mill going about, hey, that sounded pretty shooty, what he was saying there in the ring. And then you could see how this is kind of a no-no when you're not really involved in an angle with a guy. This is a version of going into business for yourself. When CM Punk is out there talking smack about a guy he's already gone over, by the way, he beat Hangman Page. So this is kind of like rubbing salt in the fictional wound, but it's crossing over into being real. And Adam Page is the one who, in his own promo, sort of alluded to having problems with CM Punk backstage. Now, then the reports came out that there's just flat out just morale issues up and down the locker room. That people really do have heat with CM Punk. That CM Punk, digging further into this, CM Punk has even stated his own unhappiness, which is sort of weird. I'm trying to get on his side and understand what the fuck he could possibly be honestly unhappy about. I don't know. I mean, you're getting paid more than everyone, which is causing him that kind of workplace heat to begin with, right? And then he's the champ, and I'm not sure. That's where I'm a little unclear. Like, I guess he didn't like. I don't know. I'm trying to see from his perspective. I don't see what he has to actually be mad about. Um, but things aren't. He's just not happy with the situation and is threatening to walk out, which is very similar to the pipe bomb era, where it seemed like they did work it out with him, ahead of that pay per view, famously, and they kept him. But yeah, there's definitely some splintering, reports of splintering factions, reports of an all hands on deck meeting, sort of a where they were trying to rally the troops. Recently, Tony Khan created all these positions, including a talent relations like position, to split things up. There's complaints about Tony Khan's erratic behavior in the back, which kind of led to the hiring of all the people in the back. If you just look at their product, we've been complaining about it. I'm honestly complaining about it. Even, yeah, this past Dynamite was fairly all right. It was pretty good, but it's still about, yeah, a good chunk of it was not that watchable. And then if you don't like the Bucks and you don't like Kenny Omega, then the main event was not for you. Yeah, that CM Punk thing happened during a promo in which he got into a pretty nice scuffle with Jon Moxley, as far as those go. I don't know.
Which he did have. He did have one of my favorite lines of, "You're the third best guy in your group," and that seems to be a running theme in your career.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, he was going in hard on him. He also mentioned that my favorite line, since we're picking our favorites, was I'd touch you, but I don't want you to bleed all over me. Ah. So, dude, while he's kind of like, and I've heard about Punk from people who have met him in the back, and work wrestlers that have met him over the years, and no one has ever said that he's like, friendly. No one, everyone's sort of said the same thing, that he's kind of snarky, he's kind of this, he's kind of that. And then, the long-term story, he's been married for a while, but before AJ was that basically, if you weren't a hot chick, he didn't want anything to do with you. Which, at certain times of your life, sure, I guess, but you should probably be nice to people. Anyway, he's never had a great reputation in the back. He's never had that. And he's always had this reputation of kind of going into business for himself. Dude, even the Twitterverse has been kind of funny on this. Like, the guy that beat him in the UFC fight, which was just awful, his last fight in the United Center, Mike Jackson. Is it Mike Jackson? I think it is. My God, I think it is. I just put that together, that it is, in fact, if you wanted to say it, Michael Jackson beat CM Punk in a fight. So, so even that guy is like chimed in, like, hey, let me know if you guys need help. And he shared it was on some thread, and he shared a picture of Punk just laying there with him hammer fisting him. And it was an awful fight. So he really should go away. But yeah, things like that. What else? There's also just the rumors of Wardlow being discontent with his booking.
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be, if you were Wardlow, wouldn't you be discontent with your booking? Like, seriously, they are ruining this guy. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he just flat out was not on the Japanese pay-per-view, like, at all, That was really weird. Just the timing of it. Like he could have just been the first match, squash somebody left, right? There's probably money involved in that too. Like if you get a cut of the pay-per-view, however they do it, points even or whatever. I don't think you would give points to everybody, but I mean, you probably missed out on a little bit of money there. And then, dude, the glaring thing here with all this, I know it sounds messy, but that's apparently the theme of the problems is messiness. Is dude, MJF really is not around. It's
Yeah,
not
that's surprising now,
funny
whether it's a work or
anymore.
not. Like he's just gone.
Dude, he's gone. Like, I mean, he would have the product has needed a segment person for fucking 2 months now. He's been gone this whole time for real. And it's like if the guy, all of his gripes and his pipe bomb, they're kind of, I mean, he just got done doing the thing with Punk and it was really, really good. And I don't think that, he needed to beat Punk or anything. Just the quality of it, I think, put him over really big, but he's really not around.
So
And
this is real. This whole MJF thing, everybody was like, "Oh, it's a work." Blah 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 blah. It's real.
yeah,
This is real. Like,
yeah. But dude, also we got to compound this. Okay. If you also, I gotta throw this in there too because the Punk is mentioning, he's going hard on Moxley as being garbage. He's damn near saying he's a garbage wrestler in this promo, and there's huge philosophical differences going on here about the business all throughout the locker room. For fuck's sake, though, Moxley needs to be stopped. He just had a match in front of nobody. This has gone viral at this point. If you haven't seen this, look it up.
okay.
But
what happened?
with one eye open, when he had a match in the defending the GCW championship, because remember he's the champ or whatever.
Yeah,
against
that shit should have stopped.
Oh
This is
my
the part.
God.
This is the part where Tony Khan is showing his rookie.
Oh my God.
That shit should have stopped.
So if you
Wow.
guys haven't seen this, you guys look this up. It's Jon Moxley versus Effie. Now Effie is famously not that famous, but I mean he's known in the indies, a openly gay wrestler who I dare say is doing all the worst gay stereotypes humanly fucking possible in his character. So he can just shut the fuck up about being some kind of, I don't know, hero or something. I mean, it's just really ridiculous. When you're that over the top, you can't say you're, fighting for fucking equality or something. I mean, this is just ridiculous. So he does this thing where he's taking Moxley's finisher, which is a choke, basically a sleeper, and he reaches down his pants and he starts pleasuring himself. And then Moxley counters the man jerking off to his finish by releasing him and then giving him smooches on the mouth or something to, distract him or something. And anyhow, I'm sure the match ended in a finish, but the images of this are just absolutely ridiculous. Your fucking interim champion, one of your highest paid guys, is doing a match in a shitty venue. It's absolutely lowbrow as it gets, and it's with this embarrassing character named Effie. And Effie has his own recurring wrestling show that pops up here in Chicago a lot, the Effie's Big Gay Brunch. And it's like a gay themed wrestling show, which again, just all it is just you want to see, like, it's a minstrel show for homosexuality. It's weird. I mean, I don't know why it's if it's getting any praise, I've never heard it, but it's not very good. And Effie's not very good. And that's what your world champion was doing. So anyway, I don't know if he bled in that match, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. So anyway, so that's I know that was a lot to take in now. Their booking has been, of course, very weird. We can go over some of the highlights of Dynamite if you want, but any further thought? This is all Dave Meltzer reporting a lot of this.
What? Yeah, but what are the highlights of Dynamite? Before you actually answer that, okay, here's the thing: as many people clamor for Jon Moxley, and as many people be like, "Oh, he's a phenomenal wrestler. You guys just don't get him." I don't think he gets him.
No.
I literally do not think he understands the job or the character or if he really believes he's the guy. Like, there are certain wrestlers who believe their character and their person is the same. I mean, hell, Ric Flair's one. Technically, Ric Flair is Ric Flair. Richard Fliehr is Ric Flair. Like they have merged. That's just what it is. But I think Moxley believes this wild thing, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm just gonna do what I do. I think he actually believes in that, lives by that, and it doesn't come across in the ring the way he thinks it comes across in the ring. It actually just makes you go, okay, are you like 3 sheets to the wind, or are you just, you know, that damn stubborn, or are you just not too bright? One of the three, they're all bad. And you know, having your wife being formerly in the business and in the previous organization, you know, I don't know if it's just the character or what, but the style of quote unquote professional wrestling that it is, that style is not actual professional wrestling to the degree in which all of this was created. It is a form of sports entertainment. It is a form of maybe neo grunge wrestling, if you can call it that, but it's not pro wrestling as it was laid out and, you know, progressed through the years. So you have the purists who, you know, it's weird to say purist when it's professional wrestling because okay, but you have the purist that's like, dude, what are you doing? You have the new age folk that are like, it's fucking amazing. He jumped off the building and shot his elbow through his neck and he's gonna, oh, that was awesome. That's a great spot. And then you have the people in between who don't really know what's going on. You know, a casual fan just watches it and they know certain names or whatever, and they come across his match. Tony Khan has a problem. His problem is Jon Moxley. Now, Tony Khan didn't have a problem when he got CM Punk. Then he realized he has a problem because his name is CM Punk. Now you have a guy who doesn't seem to be a problem, because the other problem that you had was MJF, and you seem to get rid of that problem. But you have a guy who doesn't seem to be a problem, and he's not getting the goddamn push that could save your goddamn company when all the crazy goes crazy and the shit falls apart. Like, you rather circle down the toilet drain than to sit here and go, I need to protect myself. Wardlow, you're the guy. While all this crazy works itself out, Wardlow, you're the guy. That means the little jungle boy. That means Adam Page. That means all you guys going to take a back seat. You're going to take some lessons. You're going to learn something here. You're going to hop on this guy's back and let's enjoy the damn ride while all the crazy figures out. If Jon Moxley wants to be AEW, if he wants to be GFC, if he wants to be Backyard Pro Wrestling, if he wants to be anything, or if he wants to go back to rehab, I don't fucking know. That needs to figure itself out. CM Punk needs to figure out if he wants to be in AEW, out of AEW, in wrestling, out of wrestling. It's been 7 years. You did do a great job this previous year, putting a lot of people over and wrestling some decent matches, but goddamn, you are fucking no Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Like, when I say Hulk Hogan, I mean, no one clamors for you that much to have the attitude that you have. You're no John Cena. No one clamors for you that much. The people that do clamor for you that much are the people like the rest of the AEW fandom base who really don't know shit from Shinola. They just know anarchy. So your claim to fame is being an anarchist. Okay, I'm just all over the place. I'm pipe bombed everybody. People like that type of stuff because in their lives, they can't do that type of thing. So they follow that type of thing. But the thing is, you didn't pull it off as well as Steve Austin did. So for you to be a problem just amazes me. And for the Young Bucks to be the problem that they are just amazes me, because you are not the best tag team in the world. FTR is. The Briscoes are. Pretty much anybody else other than you. What you are.
You guys are forgetting somebody.
I don't think so.
Go ahead.
Who are we forgetting?
Keep going, Greg.
Don't say the Usos. No, but they are. They're better than them too. I'll say that. I'm serious. I'll say that. The Usos are better than the Bucks.
Yeah, I guess.
My God.
As a tag
I mean,
team,
they are.
I'm saying as an actual
They're not
tag
clean
team,
though. They're sloppy.
No, they're sloppy, but they're less choreographed.
Yeah.
In their spots than fucking the Bucks. The Bucks, the highlight is the spots. They couldn't do a shoot match if it saved their lives, and we know that. So I'm just saying he has a lot of holes that
I got
he needs to
chit
plug.
chat about them later as well, but
yeah,
not mentioning a lot of this, but is sort of glaring. It is the fact FDR's name just hasn't come up. I mean, they're being stoic and professional and all of that. Apparently, but there's been some weird. So Sunny Kiss has been back on TV, like actual taking up TV time, whether it's a backstage segment on Dynamite. It may be relegated to Rampage for the in ring, but you do have a lot of talented guys who have to sort of take a back seat. The thing that will get heat sort of residually is TV time, and I know there's got to be some people in there that are upset that Orange Cassidy is getting as much time as he has, and then for it to be it's almost like Orange Cassidy is getting his TV time based on a metric. Tony Khan claims to be into metrics. It's like that's kind of how WWE would give some people time. Like, oh, you're selling T-shirts, we'll make sure we give you 5 minutes or something like that. So I think he's all over the place. They need it. Like I said, it's like they flip-flopped overnight where or rather we've gone back in time, and this is like disorganized WCW. Like this kind of reminds me of a combination thereof of like WCW when they were starting to lose, and the fucking WWE Invasion era where it was just confused and you just didn't know you didn't have all the best guys. I think it's a little closer to the Invasion for me, because it's like you've got some guys that are missing or injured, as opposed to sitting home getting paid on their contracts. But you're hamstrung by all this shit, and then it's just you got way too many people, and it just feels chaotic. And there are multiple brands coming together. The Ring of Honor thing is confusing, and the champion walked out. That Grisham guy, very publicly talk shit about Tony Khan and everything. So the guy who was definitely not over, and a undersized, by all means, undersized professional wrestler who was the Ring of Honor champion, was upset that he had to give up the belt and yada yada. So sounds a little like a mark, but probably has some real grief, with Tony Khan, because apparently if you're not on his favorites list, which is very McMahon-like, you don't really get a lot of time with Tony Khan. So it's weird. They flip-flopped. It's like he turned into McMahon. Wonder who he's banging.
Well, oh my God.
Banging anybody? Do they do that there?
Well, there are so I don't know if you've seen the thing of like people like Miro and Andrade have come out and said that they aren't happy either.
Yeah.
And people like that, or even like an Alistair, I don't know if Alistair said anything or if he's quiet, but like,
no.
Now that Triple H is in charge, does that mean that you start looking back the other way?
Well, that's the thing. And also we didn't mention this but Dustin Reynolds, Dustin Rhodes, Gold Dust, whatever, got a lot of names. Who's sort of a de facto head trainer of sorts, which also, again, I think they need to get a little better defined, like actually say, hey, this is our developmental or not. That would give a little more clear of a pathway. He stood up apparently in one of these meetings and said, "Hey, if you're not happy, then leave." This got out, and so basically every locker room that guy's been in has had, and seemingly, honestly, the WWE's always had that kind of policy. Even Eric Bischoff said that during Monday Night War and everything, that was their policy, was that if you weren't happy there, they didn't want you there. They didn't want unhappy wrestlers there, like truly unhappy wrestlers. We'll figure a way to get you out of your contract. We'll figure a way to get you out. Whether it's cutting you and then cooling you off for 6 months or just outright releasing you. That's how you got things like Rick Rude showing up on both shows. That's how you got the Radicals coming over when it, man, probably didn't make any sense. You know, they could have said, "Screw you, Benoit and Guerrero, you got to stay here for another X amount of months." And it's like, that didn't happen. So, and then WWE's always had that policy of, well, if you ain't happy, then you got to stay. I'm sure there's been some exceptions for whatever reason, but Austin, of course, famously just walked out. And they'll deal with you case by case. But yeah, I could see Andrade having a pretty good relationship with Triple H and wanting to go back and being with his wife. Even though he's being booked pretty strong, and actually, I was gonna say he's being booked pretty cool right now. And I don't know, as far as creative, I don't know what he would be unhappy about. So Miro, I think he's booked pretty cool right now too. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get his wife signed and he can't. I'm not sure. There's a lot of speculation on that one, but they seem better booked right now than they were before they left WWE.
What's his booking? Is he like a religious nut? Like,
Yeah, but it was kind of cool. He beat up. He's just sort of. It's kind of it's old school, man. It's Christians versus pagans, bro. So he's going after the pagans. He's going after the House of Black because they're like pagans. So
But do you think that's what he wants to do? I mean, well, let me.
It's not that good.
Do you think that was an idea he pitched for his character to move into from where it was?
Maybe because maybe he grew up because he's Bulgarian, so maybe he grew up around like Orthodox stuff, and that's kind of creepy and like intimidating. An Orthodox, like, I don't know, like one of the greatest fighters of all time is Fedor Emelianenko, and he's Orthodox as all hell, like super Orthodox. Like he's had like priests walk out with him to the ring and stuff, and it's kind of scary in its own kind of Warhammer 40K kind of way. So I don't want to get too nerdy here, but I already did. But no, I don't know. Maybe it could be. That's the thing. They don't roll the credits at the end of the show. It's like, this idea brought to you by, we don't know.
So I just wonder. You mentioned his wife. I don't know if that's the thing or if that's what he's trying to do. I don't even know if the fans would want to see her unless she is Lana. Like, I think she's stuck to that character. I think a lot of people don't care for her, but they love the Ravishing Russian. Whatever that character is, that works.
Yeah, and that's your problem, I think, too, is that what other character, how could you reinvent her? Because she's one that's kind of stuck in that character, I think, no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what she would have to be. She would have to be Lana, the Ravishing Russian. It's always intriguing.
She's really cultivated like her own real life persona, and she seems to be one of the people that fell down the Twitter hole. And but then again, she's also maybe one of those. She never loved wrestling, right? But then again, she says she did and all that. I mean, she got involved, but she definitely started out as an actress. She's doing action bit parts and things like that right now. I don't know. I mean, I think they could use, just for the sake of their show, they could use a few hot chicks or whatever just to kind of, I don't know, nitro it up, in my opinion. But
wow,
So I don't know. She'd probably be all right. I don't know how you integrate her with this character at all because he's being a pious character, so you can't be all sexy and shit unless this is how they get out of this, which would be whatever.
Grant, I didn't know we had John Laurinaitis on the show.
Hey man,
He said we need some hot chicks.
Yeah.
Nitro this up.
Nitro this up a little, baby. Come on.
What are they gonna do?
They have like anti hot chicks, in AEW to balance out. Jesus. It's entertainment, people. I didn't say put a skirt on them and throw them out there with a goat, did I? I said they need some eye candy.
chicks.
Yeah, they do. They do. They have the opposite of attraction on this show. They have challenging visuals.
Oh my
Challenging
God.
visuals.
Do
Do you know how you feel about teenage Japanese girls?
Wait. You
They'll challenge you.
basically just said, you know how the WWE has toxic attraction? They have opposite attraction here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Where's the moderation here?
Holy shit. That's amazing.
And they're doing okay in that department. It's just that they've turned them all fucking heels. Anna Jay, I don't know why she's in the Jericho Appreciation Society. She should be a baby face, goody two shoes, cute chick, getting beat up by Tay Conti or whatever. That story writes itself. I don't even know why they don't do this shit. I don't know. There's some really, like I said, I think the guy's either got the worst case of ADD that an adult with money in his pocket has ever had, or he's on a lot of cocaine. And Tony Khan just reeks of manic booking, and he needs somebody to chill him the fuck out. Recently, actually, the Road Dogg Jesse James, what's his Brian Armstrong?
He's Brian, yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was on Keeping It 100, and he had some comments basically about he thinks that the AEW formatting, the way they do the actual television, because he knows how to do the segment to segment kind of writing, like the actual producing and laying out of the show.
Right.
Like he looks at it and he's like, it's terrible. He's like, he was even more critical than we have ever been about that on here. Like he thinks every time they get out of a segment, it sucks.
There's no continuity, and there's no definitive out there.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're cutting to break, and then they just hope you forget what just happened the last break. Like it's never.
Yeah.
There's never no start punchline, or start set up punchline type of deal with their segments, and it's just like, okay, Jesus Christ, you're what, almost 3 years in. Somebody needs to be able to write that segment producer, line producer, whatever you call them. Somebody needs to be able to head that up and say, once it gets out there, it's mine. While it's in here, it's yours. Once it gets out there, it's mine. And here's how we're going to do. We're going to get it in this way. We're going to do our thing. We're going to let everybody know, set up the scenario, whatever. If it's a run-in or if it's just a promo, whatever it is, we're going to set it up and we're going to get out clean. And we're going to push to the next segment and try to tie it together. If we can't tie it together, we'll figure out a way to do it. I don't know if it's just going to the desk or whatever, but somebody has to say all that. It just can't be the Bucks and fucking Tony Khan in the back. Like, all right, now send out them and bring them back, and send somebody else out and bring them back. That's just, it's stupid. There's no other way to put it. As a fan, because again, fans get flack for being fans, but the reality to it is, in being a fan, you're here. When I say here, you're within the business a lot longer than the actual wrestlers that are in the business that did it. Meaning you're a fan for 40, 50 years. They're not a wrestler for 40 or 50 years. So you've seen things, you've taken in things, and you've had to switch and care about other characters long past the prime of the ones that you actually love. So that's the slight difference about being a fan. Yeah, we're not in the ring, so we'll never know that part. But we do know the part that you show us, meaning we do know when it looks good and when it looks bad, because we sit there in front of that screen for years and years at a time, and we watch you. We watch 20 years of Raw. We watch 23 years of SmackDown, or reverse it, however you want to fucking do it. But we see the picture in the box.
Yeah.
So the one thing we can judge is the picture in the box. And so looking at the picture in the box, we can tell you it sucks. We can tell you that part's crap. We can tell you we don't like it. And you can't sit there and tell us differently that we don't have any skin in that game, because that's the skin in the game that we're familiar with. That's the skin in the game we sat there and just basically binged all of our lives. So sorry for you. And that's for the quote unquote wrestlers who sit there and say, you fans don't know, you never did, I never put in credence of what you say, or blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I will never, ever make the mistake and believe that I can wrestle. But God damn it, looking at TV, I'm a goddamn master at it. So the TV you're showing me is hot garbage. Get better. But anyway.
This just in. Greg is a master of TV. All right.
Dude, I wouldn't go against him. Like, try to have a conversation with him about any television from like the 60s on, and you will get fucking obliterated.
Oh, is he like a secret cornet on that? Because, man, I tune out whenever I get to a certain level.
No, Greg knows everything. Greg knows all.
Well, he's all about television. I bet, dude, I've watched it. Television has always fascinated me.
It raised me.
Yeah, it to a degree.
Right.
I mean, I search documentaries, everything. I used to catch bloopers in TV shows that people be like, oh, 20 years long. Here's the bloopers from this show. I'm like, I saw it live.
I remember that. And I remember what I was sitting. I was eating Goldfish crackers.
Yeah, so it's just what it is. So when
he's like the Tarantino of TV.
So he okay. I don't want to go on about Tarantino.
Yeah, watch yourself.
So talk smack about Bruce Lee, anyway. To just sort of okay, so the drama, we'll find out what's going on with that as life goes on. I want to get to just burn through Dynamite real fast here, because this previous one, the week before when we were in our off week, absolutely, honestly, one of the worst Dynamites in months, if not ever. Not worth talking about. I don't know why it sucked so bad. It just didn't. It sucked. Okay. So this is almost like, and it's almost like every other week is sort of it's almost like the booking or the continuity goes every other week sometimes. And this is a great example of that, because the Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia, we're going to say the names right this time, 2 out of 3 falls match. As a match, that was great. And they were sort of playing on the Ricky Steamboat was also ringside. He was the guest timekeeper, which I think is kind of cool. The show was in Milwaukee. I don't know if Ricky lives around there. I don't think he does. But anyway, the match was good. And then it ended with basically Jericho, who was doing very annoying commentary all throughout this match, ran in to get some heel heat at the end. Danielson wins. Okay, the 2 out of 3 falls. Like I said, solid match, worth watching. Submission victory. And Jericho comes in and is beating up Danielson, and Garcia pulls him off and gets a big, nice pop. And I think that if this is a way to spin out Garcia, then I think they're doing this one right. This is not bad. It's not bad. Garcia is slightly built. So, that's like the criticism of him and Ricky Starks. They're both pretty good, I think, and can go in the ring, but they're just kind of small and, damn it, they're so small. And they don't pass the airport test. You know, they don't pass the airport test. But the crowd was chanting, "You're a wrestler," which I thought was kind of interesting. Whatever. And then Moxley came out, and so Moxley and Punk had a second thingy. They had a second skirmish, which smacked of Attitude Era. It really did. So I actually kind of liked it. But yeah. So then Varsity Blondes versus Gun Club. Here's where we get into some wacky booking that I just I'm not so sure. It might be too soon, it might not. The Gun Club squashes Varsity Blondes. Okay. And then Colton and then Billy, their father, says that's the way you got to do it. Yada, yada, yada. And then Billy Gunn has been jumped by his own sons, betrayed by his own offspring, and the Acclaimed came out for the rescue, and then they did the scissor handshake thing or whatever. Either way, Billy Gunn has disowned his children, and now his children are the Acclaimed, and I think he made the right decision. Then Jungle Boy came out, not very good. I'm just not into his promos. He does look like his dad. Speaking of TV, do you remember 90210? Did you watch any of that?
Yeah.
I remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right. I mean, he's in the movie. Yeah. Classic. Man, the movie's good. The movie's hard to find. I don't know where the fuck that is on a streaming service. It might be on some horror thing or something.
That's why you act like me and you actually still buy hard copies of things.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, he looks like his dad, man, just with wacky hair. But it just sucks that he doesn't have like his dad's cool voice, you know? Like I think like Luke Perry had a cool voice, and I don't know. I know he's got to project on the mic and everything, so it's not film acting, but shit, man, it just once he starts talking, it ain't that good for me. And then Kylene King went against Tony Storm. And Tony Storm, this is what I want to talk about with this match. I'm gonna have to do some research and just take this move myself, I think, but I'm not sure if she's just like giving people like grade 12 concussions with her ass at the end of every match. Because, dude, she goes from she calls it, what she call it, something sweet cheek music, great name, and she just runs her ass into your face in the ring, and it's got a nice sound to it, and it just looks stiff as fuck. And I mean, I've slowed it down, I've looked at it, just is everybody okay? Is there enough cushion with the push in there that it doesn't jar you? I mean, there is a secondary, they call it a secondary collision, right? So it's a collision within your own skull. Does her ass cause, you know what I mean? Like, how many collisions are going on there? Because I can count 3. And I'm just wondering, is everything okay with these moves, or is it the stiffest move in all of wrestling is Tony Storm slamming her ass into your face in the corner? I'm not sure. The jury is out.
I always thought that type of move was safe because she's doing it against the turnbuckle, right?
Yeah, but damn, son, it look rough sometimes.
I would take the move. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, and it was so funny. I watched the old clip. They showed it because they're showing a lot of old Ray clips, randomly on social. And they showed the clip where he's teaming with Tori Wilson. They're going against Jamie Noble and what was her name? Damn it, his girlfriend. That's something with an N. Do you remember this? Naya or whatever? Nydia. So like she Bronco Buster Nydia, she falls out of the ring. Then Jamie Noble voluntarily puts himself in the corner. I love this era of Jamie Noble so much. And he's like, come on, baby, come on, yeah. And he like wants to get the Bronco Buster from you know what I'm talking about. Tori Wilson. And then Ray did the leapfrog, and then he did it too. It's a great spot. I swear to God, if you haven't seen that, I think it was from a SmackDown. Anyway, that's what I want to do with Tony Storm's ass move. So she won, and then they declared that it's going to be Tony Storm against Thunder Rosa at the next pay-per-view for the title. So
Aren't they friends? See, I don't keep up on this part.
They're friends. They're friends. They sort of cold announced it. Like, I mean, Thunder Rosa was watching it in the back and all that. Thunder Rosa has a big match coming up against Taya Valkyrie at Triple A. So she's going for the Reina de Reinas, which is the Queen of Queens title at the Triple Mania. So it's kind of interesting. I thought there might be some cross promotional thing there, but every time you think there's a cross promotional thing that's going to happen, it doesn't, and every time you don't want it to happen, it happens. So, and then of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get right to it. Andrade El Idolo with Rouge with Dragon Lee took on the trios tournament, which is essentially apparently just it's tagging in. I thought maybe it would be tornado style. It's tagging and stuff, but it's still really messy. Trios tournament match with the Young Bucks and of course Kenny Omega came out. So Kenny Omega was he's wearing this like thing. His shoulders are real bad. His body's falling apart. Something. The match was all not that great, but I mean, it had its little spotty moments. It was what you thought it would be. Rush and Andrade are great. Dragon Lee's amazing. Dragon Lee was just apparently the bitch of this match because he just got his ass kicked, got defeated by Kenny Omega, and then the other guys, Rush and Idolo at the end beat him up as the show's going off the air. So again, kind of a sloppy out. Because it was like no one kind of registered. Oh, we're getting rid of Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee's as far as I know, he's not signed. Like he's Triple A, and they probably just killed him off TV this way. But Dragon Lee's really good. And these are three great, luchadors and whatever. And but they were doing all their silly triple super kick shit and everything. And I don't know. Like Kenny was like awkwardly selling this I'm hurt, I'm dying sort of thing, and so he's playing off like he's coming back, so he's kind of working it, kind of shooting it. I don't know. I think he does have a thing really strapped on his shoulder. He's wearing he doesn't look like he's in the greatest of shape, to be honest, which is why he's probably covering his upper body. I don't know. It was Omega doing stuff, and his jazz hands were on full display, and his herky jerky stuff was on full display, and I don't know. Yeah, but I think he's part of the problem there too. Obviously, the Elite and Cody Rhodes were having issues, so that's all kind of together. I kind of want to talk about the Canadian fucking SmackDown, man. Sami Zayn, bro.
Looked amazing in the match,
It
although
was fucking awesome.
although Sheamus won.
Yeah.
Sammy looked amazing in the match. I mean, Prince Puma looked amazing in the match.
Yeah.
Who? Prince Puma's not in WWE.
Yeah, he is.
Those are two different
Yeah,
guys.
he is. Wait a minute. No, so speaking of him, actually, I think they are going to do a cross promotion where he goes on American Ninja Warrior. You know how hard that thing is? It ain't easy, but he could probably do it. I don't know. What if he wins?
He goes on as Prince Puma.
That'd be amazing.
Oh man, I'm just telling you that. Like, I'm looking at this SmackDown right now. Right now, I'm on Liv Morgan and whatchamacallit just came in the ring to break her arm, Shayna, and so Shayna Baszler is literally gonna try to. Oh, and she just kicked her in the face.
And Shayna's back, by the way.
Yeah, Shayna is.
Well, at least slowly they're bringing my Shayna back.
Yeah, they're bringing the one that's like, hey.
Can I have another laryngitis moment?
Oh god.
Can I have one more laryngitis moment? A case of laryngitis.
That's up to you, Greg.
That's up. Look, it is.
Listen,
we will place a disclaimer that the Fabulous Threebirds, two of them, are not in charge of whatever comes out of one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the disclaimer, Grant.
All right. Did Bailey's boobs get bigger?
I feel like everything got bigger.
You think so? What's going on? No, we were.
What do you
Here's
say?
here's the thing.
What
There's
do you
no
mean by
way.
everything.
Listen, and Mandy Rose as well, right? Something's going on there. Huh? But she's just in the gym all the damn time. She could.
I don't know.
You're
what
not like
percentage
cutting
we're
weight.
talking about. I just enjoy the athleticism and
Yeah. Yep.
the wrestling.
Yeah. Yep. Whatever. I mean, we can go equal opportunity. Be like, man, John Cena's got a sweet ass, or something like that. I don't know. We could balance it out. But I don't know. Actually, he kind of does, doesn't he? Huh? You've seen it. Watch Peacemaker. I think that was his real ass or his stunt ass.
Wow.
Weird.
I have a feeling that's his real one.
I think so.
I don't think he shies away.
Dude, he's been naked in like 4 or 5 movies. It's kind of funny. He's always funny naked too. He's never serious naked. That train wreck movie where he and LeBron were the funniest parts in a movie with Bill Hader and Amy Schumer. My God, how'd that happen? But no, that was just my question because I just feel like Bailey's got it. I don't know. She look good in them jeans. But yeah, I don't know. What else?
Well,
I'm telling you, we're entering and I was telling you guys. Now this is before Laurinaitis got serious. This is real talk. Before Laurinaitis got ousted, they signed. I don't know. Did he have anything to do with the NXT signings? Did he have hands on that?
I have no idea.
Well, because Valerie Loretta and who hasn't even done anything yet, but is a rear end centric Instagrammy Bellator fighter, along with like Nikita Lyons. I just feel like we're in an era of the booty, and we're about to enter the booty era, unless that was a Laurinaitis idea where he was like, the butts are really in right. I can't do a Larry. The butts are really in right now. So like the way that he was going for a certain type back in the day, maybe he evolved with the times and was like, it's 2022. These kids keep talking about eating ass. We got to get ass on the show. So I think he wanted to just
God, Greg
centric. He wanted to hire butt centric divas, and I believe he did. The evidence is in the pudding. Okay, the evidence is in the pudding. You look in the pudding, you take your spoon, you start getting all these.
Let's not mention pudding and
booties
and ass and like Grant. Where did we go wrong? Where? Like.
So anyway,
you
Raw
gave him a hot mic.
Raw.
I did that.
So Raw and SmackDown. I've exhausted my butt comments. It all had continuity. I had continuity. I'm an artist, okay? It went from Tony Storm and questioning how safe Sweet Cheek music is, naturally over to, other butts. So anyway, what happened on Raw, man, or whatever? You watch Raw?
The only thing I really saw was the damn everybody freaking out about the Drew McIntyre. We're wrestlers.
But that's not even I saw the whole promo. The whole promo is good. It's not just about that. He was talking about earning his spot, and it was the kind of promo that you could tell the reins were off a little bit, and it was a little more talking about the business a little bit more, which is something that McMahon just wouldn't let you do. And it was referencing the past, which he really, but nothing happened in the past. We only live in the present. Here's some money. Forget about it. So, I think it was a good promo.
I think the show itself lacked a little bit. I mean, so what we're 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in of Triple H, and everybody was like, it's going to turn on a dime. I think the show itself is getting better, but when you have promos like this, and they use words that you haven't heard in a WWE environment in a very long time, there's promise there. So I like the promo. It was just the one thing I think should have stayed out of it is I got fired, I worked my way back part. Only reason because I'm kind of beyond it. I'm kind of past it. Only in terms of he's done a lot since then, and truthfully, he could be like, I'm a 2-time, like he said, I'm a 2-time world champion. You can play off of that. We don't care about the fact that, I mean, when I say we don't care, I'm just saying, like, you've gotten your pass for being in 3MB. Like,
and he was in Evolve, which like they bought. Like he showed up to Impact for like a day or something, but he was essentially still in the wheelhouse of the WWE. Like he was there when Walter was there and stuff. So like all these NXT UK guys, it's like it's almost like he went down to double A and then they got him back into NXT and then they brought him back. So he didn't, I don't want to hear this he was on the indies from Bubba. He wasn't really that indie-rific, he didn't go, geez. It's not like he went and Cody Rhodes'd it and then came back. He did not do that.
Right.
No.
So
no, and I think Greg's right. Like we're just past all of that. No one even thinks about it.
No.
And no one even thinks about his NXT run, as far as I know.
No. I think Kevin Owens triggered it. It made sense within the promo, though, for sure.
No, yeah, it made sense within the promo. And then the match that they had was absolutely amazing because they actually had a wrestling match.
Yeah.
It wasn't a spot fest. It was an actual wrestling match.
Oh, they're good, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time. And it was actually something I was like seriously into. And you could tell they didn't know how to call it on the color because they hadn't seen wrestling in a long time. They knew how to call spots, but they didn't know how to call an actual wrestling match. And it was great. And so that was like the highlight of the show. You had Bailey and them come out, and then it was Sasha. It was Asuka, Alexa, and Bianca. Again, the pairing of those three, I get it. It's because of the roster that you have on Raw, but I don't understand what's going on there. You literally have the current women's champion and 2 former women's champions basically teaming up against a former women's champion, a former tag team women's champion, and 2 rookies. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not calling them rookies as if they don't know what they're doing. I'm just saying compared to the volume and resume of the work of the other 4 ladies. So, that was something. It was always, a cat fight type situation. So that turned into absolutely nothing. Raw itself was, it was, everybody's expecting Sasha and Naomi to come back. They just don't know where they're going to drop. A lot of people think it's going to be SmackDown again. But some people think it's going to be Raw.
Which, can we talk about why were they together at the She-Hulk premiere? Like what?
Exactly.
I get why Sasha's there, but why is Naomi with her?
Yeah, because she's now they're making it seem like they're just best friends.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of confused about.
Yeah, now they're just making it seem like literally they're just best friends out of the ring, in the ring, like Team Bad before it went bad.
Yeah.
They're just Team Bad again.
Yeah, she's in the wheelhouse of like even Sasha Banks, she got in the wrestling news for taking pictures that are like 5 feet away from you if you pay for pictures.
Oh, that shot was horrible. That shot was horrible. That shot was like it solidified everything that you hear about her. Off camera, it literally solidified it, and it may not have been that situation. See, the bad part about doing this and kind of repeating it and regurgitating what has already been said, and having people go look for this. The bad part about this is that could probably not be the case in that particular instance. But the way it looks, Jesus Christ, could he be even farther away?
Well, there's more than one person chiming in and posting their photo, and I mean, it's over 100. It's like $130. It's really crazy.
Do we know why she did that?
I just her policy. I mean, you can, post COVID or COVID era. I mean, that's probably what she could always say. She'd be like, "I'm just being safe," But I think that there have been a few embarrassing photo ops that have kept socially distant, and then you sort of wonder what's the point of doing this photo op.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, why are you doing the photo op at this particular point in time with
For
Sasha
so much
Banks?
money,
Because
dude.
there's been numerous like Sasha Banks was a dick to me because now granted, if you catch somebody in the airport at 6 a.m. in the morning, they just finished wrestling overnight or whatever, it's been a long travel day, I wouldn't be the happiest of campers. So in those cases, I definitely understand it. That's why even if, in my profession, even if I see wrestlers uh at the airport or whatever, I'm not just going to be running up to them. But there have been numerous accounts beyond that she just like been a dick to people. So like it's kind of sad. you know I mean it is what it is, and that's her story, that's her life. And I'm not ever going to tell somebody how they grew up dictates that who they are. I'm never going to tell them that their way of growing up was wrong or bad or whatever, because
Yeah.
it was their story. But given or take what she put out there as her story of growing up, she had it rough and she is who she is. So you just have to accept it and deal with it, if that's the case. But
Well, I have a solution for WWE. They should just do every single show in Montreal, Canada.
what?
The audience is alive there.
Well, it's Canada. I mean, they're nice people. They're not. They don't put too much into themselves.
Well, they also seem, other than rooting for Sammy, which is just fun, they seem to do all the other chants and all the other things that they really need. It's kind of like it's a little bit of a fantasy land up there. It's almost like the booking works up there.
It's a great part of North America. Just
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah. Shout out to Montreal. They have their own spiky reputation, which they're not really known. Actually, specifically in Montreal, Greg, they're not really known for being quote unquote nice. You know what I mean? Like
no, yeah, I
they're
definitely
not
know what
known
you
for
mean.
that. They're known for yelling at you if you don't speak their version of French and eating horse meat and things like that. But they have turned out for like George St. Pierre and the UFC, one of the greatest turnouts ever and one of the greatest crowds ever for that. Of course, during the Attitude Era when the wrestling, the USA versus Canada stuff was going on. But I mean, they actually cheered and chanted for Ronda Rousey loudly on SmackDown, which I don't think happens anywhere else in the world, right? I don't, I don't see that happening.
No, it was a good crowd on SmackDown, and they did cheer for Ronda Rousey. I did like the promo. I do think Ronda is better as a heel. I think she's more comfortable as a heel. I also believe that moving forward, you keep her as a heel, you have Shayna as a heel, and you let that clash happen organically. And how do you get there? I don't know, but with Triple H at the helm, I believe that they'll be able to get there, and it'll look smooth. And
Right.
shout out to the fact that Shawn Michaels is the vice president of creative and talent relations now at the WWE. So
Yeah,
uh,
which is great because he can look at two talents at the same time in different parts of the room, and he can tell them how to take pills and go into business for himself, and then just turn religious.
Oh my God.
wow. Well, folks, we are the fabulous Threebirds, and And that's the perfect way to end this show. Okay, Grant, get us out of here before he keeps going. Tell them what they need
All
to do.
right. All right. Come back.
Heat is life.
Jesus Christ. All right, we're the Fabulous Threebirds. We're out of here.